Welcome, everyone. Hello, Barev. My name is Nancy Agabian. I'm a board member of the International Armenian Literary Alliance, also known as YALA, and it's my honor to welcome you to I Thought I Was the Only One, a hands-on storytelling workshop led by the wonderful writer and performer Haig Chahinian. This is an event coordinated by the Queer Armenian Literature Committee of YALA, which includes myself, fellow fabulous YALA board member John Parker, the brilliant organizer Marina, our amazing executive director Hovsep, with support from YALA's fearless founder Olivia. The Queer Armenian Literature Committee has been around since YALA's inception, and we've coordinated events since 2021, which you can find recordings of on our YouTube channel and descriptions of previous events on our website, armenianliterary.org, where you can also find links to donate, especially if you enjoyed this program. Today's event is special in that it's our first workshop. We've found that participants and audience members of our events have been eager to get to know one another. And a common refrain we've heard during informal discussions has been, I thought I was the only queer Armenian. So we decided to give space to this expression of alienation with its suggestion of discovery and the ironically hopeful role it has taken in connecting us. I just wanted to give you a couple of quick notes before we begin. First, we will record this opening and Haig's presentation, which will go on our YouTube channel, but participants will not be recorded. And I'd also like to thank our event sponsors. First, Poets and Writers. This event is funded in part by Poets and Writers through public funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council. We're grateful for their ongoing support. Thanks also to Azad Archives, Galas LGBTQ plus Armenian Society in Los Angeles, Pink Armenia in Yerevan, and the Queer Armenian Library for co-sponsoring today. We're honored to have a couple of our co-sponsors here today who'll now say a few words. Galas is a cultural hub and resource provider for LGBTQ plus Armenians everywhere. And they're based in LA, and they do amazing work. We offer recurring programming such as Sword Session, a guided roundtable conversation between LGBTQ plus Armenians and their families to explore the richness of these layered identities, and Ejanish, a reading group covering diverse Armenian authors in both Eastern and Western text with a focus on feminist, queer, and politically progressive writers and artists. Galas is a nonprofit organization run entirely by volunteers. If you want to know more or get involved, visit our website, find us on Instagram, or send an email to hello@galasla.org. Thank you, Galas, for all you do. Araxi, would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much to Yala, to Haig, to Nancy, and Hosef for having us. We're really excited to co-sponsor this event. We love the work that Yala does. I'm here representing Azad Archives, which is an alternative Armenian platform that's focused on inclusivity and pushing the boundaries of what might be considered taboo or what's acceptable in our culture. Although we're not an explicitly queer organization, due to our mission of inclusivity and the fact that multiple of us on the core founding team are queer, we have become one of the central places for publishing queer Armenian stories and creative work. And we are so proud to be that. And as an editor, it's such a joy for me to read so many of people's personal stories, fiction, poetry, see their artwork. So we are a submissions based platform. So anybody is welcome to submit their work. We do have a bit of a queue that we're going through at the moment. Um, but you're still welcome to email us or reach out to me if you have an idea or anything that you would like to discuss. Um, I would definitely recommend reading some of the work on our website. We actually have a poem by Hofstep, as well as many other amazing queer Armenian creators. So we're so excited to share that. And I'm going to drop our website, Instagram, and email in the chat in case anyone would like to get in contact. So yeah, thanks again, everyone, for having us.
Thank you, Araxi. We love Azad Archives, and thank you for co-sponsoring today. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Haig. Haig Chahinian is an independent career counselor whose writing has been published in O The Oprah Magazine, the New York Times, and Los Angeles Review of Books, among many other publications. His solo show, Best Dad Never, ran to great acclaim at the Hudson Theatre in Los Angeles last month. Stage and Cinema magazine calls the performance quietly revolutionary, a man rewriting the script for what fatherhood can look like today. On a personal note, as a friend and a fan of Haig, I need to add that his writing has put queer Armenians on the pages of prominent newspapers through his personal essays, which set multi-generational family relations within a queer interracial social context, expressing vulnerability and strength in insightful, humorous, and profound ways. So please do check out Haig's writing. It's been an honor to be his friend and colleague as an activist since the early 2000s with the now inactive Armenian Gay and Lesbian Association of New York, which Haig will probably want me to say. We renamed it High Q's briefly. Uh, when I first experienced how his vision and compassion modeled queer Armenian leadership to put us on the streets in the New York City Pride March, to work towards inclusion by local Armenian community institutions, but also to make space for conversations among a diverse range of LGBTQ Armenians, to listen deeply with respect and to learn from everyone he encountered. I feel forever changed by all the lessons he has imparted to me as an educator, organizer, and storyteller, and I am confident you will be too. Please welcome Haig Chahinian.
Oh, Nancy, what a loving and generous introduction. Thank you for that. I'm so happy and honored and excited to be here today. I'm glad you bring up the haikus, Nancy, because yes, the work we did there was kind of an early iteration of the program that we're doing today, and I was really honored when Yala asked if I might be interested in facilitating this workshop on I Thought I Was the Only One. It also builds on work I did in the 1990s with the Identity House in New York City, where my focus was on facilitating stories of coming out among queer identified New Yorkers. This is much closer to home, working with a group of queer Armenians and maybe around coming out stories, but also about anything related to our unique experiences feeling as the only one. And I'm eager to see what patterns might emerge, what stories might emerge, what connections might emerge through the program together. So I actually hope to talk as little as possible so that we can hear from you and get some writing done. Yet I do want to say that storytelling is like one of the oldest forms of human communication. And so to come back to that kind of essential way of self-expression related to a part of ourselves so essential and salient, um, feels so ripe for fruitful work. Um, the format is pretty free form. I want to say feel free to write with pen and paper using a text application, Microsoft Word, whatever you want, totally up to you. Feel free with the writing exercises to write maybe fiction if you'd like, poetry, nonfiction, prose, whatever kind of comes from your heart, whatever you feel like in the moment. Some of you may have thought in advance about what you might like to write about today, what you might like to share. Some of you may have, some of you may be like me and pondered and aren't sure what you came up with. Totally great. Some of you, yeah, might be totally unsure and you're ready to feel what may emerge within you as we get very soon to the writing prompt. All of it's good. I want to say all of it's good. And to get into a kind of a headspace and heart space and whole body space, I want to engage in a very quick meditation together before we move into the writing prompt. Um, so um, in this short body scan, we're going to check in with our breath. So right where you are, find a position in which you feel relaxed and alert, taking stock of the sensations in your feet, in your legs, moving up to your hips, your abdomen, the sensations in your torso, your arms, in your hands and fingers, up to your shoulders, the sensations in your neck and in your head. If you're comfortable, gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. We're going to take some easy, full breaths. Think along with me these words as we take this first breath. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. One more. Breathing in, present moment. Breathing out, wonderful moment. Enjoy your breath. Let's do that one more time. One more time. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Breathing in, present moment. Breathing out, wonderful moment. Enjoy your breath. Feel free to open your eyes when you're ready. I want to give credit to Zen monk Thich Nhat Hanh, who wrote this little bonbon. And I want to say full disclosure before you think that I might be some kind of expert on Eastern philosophy. No, I got this in an interview in a newspaper uh, an actor in one of the big blockbuster Avengers movies, talked about this quote, this mantra, helping him focus when he needs it. If you'd like, before the end, I can copy and paste it into the chat. It's so short and I think really beautiful. Okay, you ready to write? I'm gonna read the prompt, which there's you might not be surprised by it. So I won't give out any spoilers as I try to figure out how to show it. I'm gonna read it first and then I'll show it. The prompt is, and again, in whatever form you'd like to write. We're having two prompts. First is going to be a 3-minute writing period, and you'll see it's manageable. And then we'll have a longer period to write with a more substantial prompt that builds on this first one. So the first prompt is, name a way in which you thought you were the only one. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you can see it, for those of you who are more visual. Name a way in which you thought you were the only one. Let's take about 3 minutes to write. Let's take about another minute. we're coming back to our writing and we're going to build on what we just wrote. So first I will read the second prompt and then I'll display it. So now add color to what you've written. Describe a specific moment or a specific context in which you thought you were the only one. Possible ideas include: where were you? When was this? Who else was involved? Consider including your emotions, the feelings in your body, your perceptions, adding anything additional that may help convey your experience as the only one. Let's go ahead and show this. It's a long one. Okay. I'll read it one more time. It's long. Add color to what you've written. Describe a specific moment or a specific context in which you thought you were the only one. Possible ideas include: where were you? When was this? Who else was present or involved? Consider including your emotions, the feelings in your body, your perceptions. Anything additional that may help convey your experience as the only one. So we're going to take a full 15 minutes now to write. I have 40 minutes past the hour on my phone. So we'll go until 5 minutes before the hour. As you're writing, may I add, for the sake of writing, feel free not to focus on spelling, grammar, sentence structure. The focus is on getting words onto the page, onto the screen in this short amount of time that we have. We have about 5 more minutes. Let's take about another minute. Okay, as we find a place to wrap up our writing.
Thank you, Haig. Thank you, everyone. We're so grateful for your time through our first queer Armenian writing workshop that we've had here. All of our programs that we have done at Yala, the first global panel of queer writers, first global reading. We've had many panels since we founded in 2020. You can find all of those on our YouTube channel. And so please, visit that. Stay connected with us because, if you enjoyed this, and we can use that feedback to help organize future workshops moving into the future. Thank you to all of Yala's Queer Armenian Literature Committee members for organizing this, and to our co-sponsors, Azad Archives, Gallus, LGBTQ+ Armenian Society, Pink Armenia, and the Queer Armenian Library. Thank you again to Poets and Writers for helping to fund this through public funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council. As the organizer of the Queer Armenian Library, there were updates this past June, so please check those out. Also know that it is always an imperfect search to find queer Armenian writers and books. So if you go there and you say, hey, why isn't this book here? Please use the contact form and let me know so that we can continue to add those titles. And I know there are a variety of communications that have come through over the past few weeks, so I look forward this weekend into next week to responding to all of those. Please consider giving a donation to Yala to make programming like this possible. You can go to armenianliterary.org to donate, or you can become a member. Your annual membership fee helps us to create and provide and gives you access to grants, craft talks, panels, workshops, mentoring programs, and peer feedback groups, and helps Yala fulfill its mission to foster Armenian literature and to promote writers across diverse communities. Follow us on social media and YouTube, of course. And that is our time for today. We hope that you can all stay for the optional hangout, which is something that we always like to provide because we know how rare it can be to be in any type of virtual or physical space with other queer Armenians. So thank you everyone for being with us here today, and stay tuned for future queer Armenian programming from Yala.